there's been some sort of witch hunt on me as being a real life gangster for carrying a hand knife. This mossy oak hand knife. I was opening cans of food with it, sleeping in my Subaru, after I found out about this chip placed on my head. Sleeping in legal areas for me to sleep in my car. And I believe for my first song that I put up professionally in my life on streaming platforms, Heavy as My Gun, also to be known as Black Whip. For these people, I would like for these people to be captured and put into prison for my own safety in my life, for my hometown's safety, up in the Northwoods in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, for any friends and family that followed me around in my life. Heavy as My Gun, Black Whip, to my understanding, is the world's greatest hard rock song ever sung. I became a saint. I have an orb around my head. I was halo dinged. Like light was shooting from my spine to the heavens. And my head was lit up like a Christmas tree. I look like an angel. When it started, I was laying on my back in my car in a Walmart parking lot near Madison, Wisconsin, in Sun Prairie. Maybe some saints have their pineal gland sparkled with a holy sparkle, like a Christmas tree. Some people slept in the same parking lot and car camped with me. A couple, even up to weeks after, a couple days after, a day after, and maybe even a few weeks. They just slept with me in that parking lot in Sun Prairie, near Madison, Wisconsin. The archangels and the Holy Trinity and St. Jude Thaddeus. Those are the forces in heaven that visited me here on earth. If a president of the United States of America harmed my safety by putting a front on television towards me as a United States citizen, a peaceful citizen, a guitar player, a songwriter, an artist in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'd like for that president to be captured and put into prison. For my family and my life, my friends, their safety, for my kids' safety, for my grandkids' safety, and all their friends. I like to go out and about. I do water sports, to rock climb, play basketball. Been quite isolated the last few years after I found out about people seeing inside of my mind. It's not the most normal life story, it's the only one. Since it's the only one, I need people to start treating me like this isn't a normal experience. Because I've been having a hard time. Because I get witched all day through this mind reading device. And I've been trying to hold a job. And I'm starting this podcast. Because I'm this rock artist. And I need people to know I'm not blowing things up. Because my music is so powerful. My rock music is so powerful. I will go to this artist's loft in Minneapolis, Minnesota, downtown. I would write, play songs, work from home, sell church software from the phone at this artist loft that I would go. I would drive from uptown to downtown. I miss Minneapolis so much, and I'm in such a strange time in my life. A few of these songs are going to be gone. And I put out these songs when I was getting witched, staying inside of my car in front of the whole world. You know, I never knew that this is how, my story would start. But I got to put out so many important songs to me that will stay out there my whole life. 99% of my songs will just stay, these home recordings, and in my home studio. I can't wait to get in a professional studio, to get a band behind me and everything. But they'll stay out because they're part of my story. And this is the most important stuff that anyone's going to witness in the modern world. Angel Gabriel came, presented himself to me as some sort of trophy friend in the afterlife and here in this life. I wake up and I know I was lit up like a Christmas tree, and I can't believe God got to love me so much. I grew up Catholic. And he celebrated me as an artist right here on Earth by tapping on the moon when I was playing my song Blue Motion to myself. Afraid. Staying in my car down in Madison, Wisconsin. I got to pick up that Spider-Man comic. And on the cover, there's this Starro. This superhero with this huge star on his head. You know, like he's lit up. Like he got like he gained this holy sparkle in his pineal gland. You know, christened. I can't believe I've got that comic book in my life. It's so cool. I order comic books to my house. I've never been into comic books before. This is how I am. When I'm around people, I'm a very laid-back person. I always got to be a very laid-back person. In a way. Whether it was being a really funny person when I was younger. You know, some of these moms, you know, they're like drill sergeants. And I didn't know what I would do if I messed up in my life. But I never needed to be afraid as a kid because I was such a good kid. The other night I had this experience in prayer where my head was whirling, wondering how I was laying in this bed in my bedroom. In general, and because I didn't know. That I would truly be all alone with my family, my mom and my dad in the same house as me. Because how I had to grow up is I was different than them. And maybe my story can help people out. Because what happened was, wow, how many ways was I different? I was this little Allen Iverson playing basketball, and then I became a star running back, and I got into UW-Madison, and neither of them even went into university. But then, I actually looked into healing agents in my life in the form of marijuana. It really helped me out when I was in college because college is so stressful. And mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and LSD. And those are all from the natural world, a natural derivative, Some of them you pour it from the ground and they're illegal. And for that, I'm different than my mother and my father. And I didn't get to be as accepted on this ground in the United States of America. I'm hoping that my story can help people out because I became a saint. And to an extent, you know what an artist is supposed to be allowed to do in life? They're supposed to have a stage. As I grew to see it, I didn't see anything wrong with Aerosmith, with All of the Fog, being storytellers on stage for their generation, or Bob Dylan, Led Zeppelin, you name it, Pink Floyd, The Doors. It's my favorite thing, and life is so hard. Life can be so hard. That I got to do it. Be a songwriter. Because I got to really help people out. Like John Lennon. And that's a gift, and that should be celebrated. I want to let people know that I have gone through a lot of really turbulent and hard times. However, I got to love the world so much as a child. And I got to love God so much that all I would do is play outside. Play inside or outside, video games, basketball, football, anything. You name it. But so fast, like I was like Allen Iverson. They used to call me Afro Joe because I like Julius Erving. I grew my hair out. I was into this mystic age where I saw this style come from. It was the 70s. And I can't have I, I can't live with people out there saying that I'm a bad person because I want smoke on stage with my beautiful music, my psychedelic rock music, my songwriting. I can't live with those people being around, so I need these words to hurt them. And that's all I need.